And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap.
I'm going to fight for my reputation. I'm going to fight for the honorable man I am, the righteous king that I am. I'm not perfect.
Enter the controversial world of hip-hop icon Diddy, where a deeper, darker truth is hidden behind his lighthearted bowling alley son and mommy lounging ways. The true bombshell may not be on his apparent immunity from arrest during FBI raids, but rather on his purported position as an FBI informant. Diddy seems unaffected by the hurricanes circling him and is enjoying the sunny lifestyle of Miami. However, why hasn't the law apprehended him yet? There are rumors of a surprising turn. Diddy might be collaborating with the FBI to avoid prosecution. I believe something significant will emerge from this, as one insider menacingly states.
Man, I ain't gonna lie.
Explore the drama further as we learn more about Diddy, the FBI's possible ally, and solve the riddle of his fortunate upbringing in the face of startling claims of abuse and sex trafficking. Although the goal of his latest record, the Love Record, Off the Grid, was to rekindle his career, his purported connections to the police are taking center stage, overshadowing his music and putting him in the same category as previous fallen giants of the industry.
Again, we do not know what is the information that law enforcement had before going in to execute that search.
As we go deeper into the turbulent world of Diddy, the purported FBI informant, we can't help but wonder about the reasons for and ramifications of such a bold story. There are a ton of theories as to why the rap mogul would have become cozy with the organization that has a history of taking down influential people. A person close to the probe alluded to the intricate relationship in a recent interview, comparing it to a game of chess.
He did open the floodgates, as you said, because it detailed almost 2 decades of hidden coercion.
Diddy appears to be working with the FBI, and his actions are calculated. This story is not as simple as it first appears. Although some people find it absurd, the possibility that Diddy is an informant adds a fascinating dimension to the constant scrutiny he endures. Is this partnership going to be his saving grace, keeping him safe from the fallout from his supposed misbehavior? There is no denying that the stakes are enormous, and everything he does is closely watched. Diddy maintains his mysterious persona in the public eye as the story progresses, appearing carefree even as he is supposedly navigating dangerous waters behind the scenes. His legacy may have been damaged by the circulating claims of sex trafficking and abuse, which would have put him among the fallen celebrities of a troubled and tragic industry. Beneath this facade, however, Diddy is either a mastermind behind a well-planned dance with the law or just a pawn in a bigger game of influence and power. Sources familiar with the issue indicate that D may have a group of prominent allies ready to step up and accept responsibility for his alleged misbehavior as the inquiry continues to explore his complex network of allegations. Among these names is none other than his own son, Justin Combs, as well as a host of powerful figures from the industry, such as Cuba Gooding Jr. and up-and-coming talents like Young Miami. Such a list has enormous ramifications and suggests a network of influential people embroiled in scandal. It rears up to haunt you. As a result, Justin Combs, the presumed heir and son of Diddy, is caught up in this legal whirlwind. According to allegations, he may have been aware of or involved in actions that could lead to his incrimination. Justin's promising career and the reputation of City might both be damaged by the possible aftermath, which would cast a pall over their family's business. I was careless in front of Cuba Gooding Jr., the Oscar-winning actor renowned for his captivating roles, who is accused of making inappropriate sexual approaches in this developing story. If these allegations are accurate, it might represent a dramatic shift in his career path, in sharp contrast to his Hollywood success. And then there's Young Miami, Diddy's ex-girlfriend who has been drawn into the conflict. Charges indicate that she was involved in the mogul's drug transportation, which raises concerns about her potential involvement in a larger illegal network. The intertwining of these characters suggests a convoluted web of compulsion and influence, where ambition and loyalty clash with dire legal ramifications. Why did these people engage in behaviors that are now endangering their lives? Were they only caught in the crossfire of an exaggerated character, or were they forced to participate? The state of the music industry is unstable in light of these startling disclosures. Diddy's sphere of influence extends well beyond his own endeavors. It is entwined with major labels such as Motown Records and Universal Music Group. The scandal's tendrils pierce the core of the entertainment industry, exposing weaknesses and posing awkward questions regarding accountability and complicity.
The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who...
The story progresses and the threat of sex trafficking and abuse becomes more and more apparent, clouding the futures of all involved. Every new piece of information that comes to light feeds the flames, influencing public opinion and raising the possibility of completely altering hip-hop culture. Could this be the start of a major upheaval in the sector, where long-standing alliances fall apart and power dynamics are redefined? As people wonder who else might get sucked into this web of legal trouble, speculation is running wild.
Shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information.
The effects are about to spread throughout the entertainment and music industries, appending preconceived notions and debunking myths of invincibility. Following recent events, the dark clouds of a possible ICO case are beginning to gather. The broad scope of the Southern District of New York's probe heralds the beginning of an extensive judicial struggle. RICO, which gained notoriety for breaking up criminal organizations, today poses a serious threat to anyone caught in its net. Diddy sees this as a war for survival as much as for his reputation. Now more than ever, the consequences of every move made in the legal drama could undo decades of arduously gained success. The similarities between Diddy's purported misdeeds and the notorious actions of Jeffrey Epstein, the disgraced billionaire entangled in a web of scandal and deceit, are disturbing to many. Court documents have exposed Epstein's method of operation, which is uncannily identical to the charges made against Diddy. Both men are charged with engaging in illegal acts that take advantage of weaker people and abusing their positions of authority for personal benefit. Similar to how Prince Andrew and other well-known people were entangled in Epstein's purported sex trafficking network, which also included public figures like Bill Clinton and Richard Branson, Diddy's involvement raises the possibility of compulsion and manipulation inside his network of influence. Could Diddy be following a similar plan, using his influence to set up a web of cooperation? The analogy raises uncomfortable concerns about the scope of the music mogul's alleged wrongdoings and casts the cloud over his reputation. The similarities between Diddy's world and Epstein's vile empire arouse déjà vu and highlight the widespread abuse of power inside elite circles as rumors circulate and investigations heat up. The accusations of abuse and sex trafficking present a worrisome image that goes beyond isolated transgressions to reveal more widespread behavioral tendencies inside the entertainment sector. Along with his son Justin Combs and other well-known individuals like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Young Miami, Diddy is claimed to have been involved in illegal activities. This shows a network where devotion and ambition collide with potential legal consequences. The parallels to Epstein's shadowy empire serve as a sobering lesson in the perils of unbridled power. It remains to be seen if Diddy's purported connections to law enforcement ultimately led to his success or failure. However, one thing is certain: the consequences from these disclosures has the power to fundamentally alter hip-hop culture, as well as the careers of individuals involved. In the future, there is conjecture regarding additional notable personalities within the field who may encounter comparable levels of scrutiny. One person Diddy frequently hears mentioned in hushed chats is Jay-Z, a long-standing buddy and business partner. Could Jay-Z, who has his own entertainment, fashion, and music business, come under the same legal scrutiny? Is it possible that his rise to prominence was similar to Diddy's, involving him in a web of influence that led to scandal in the end? As the probe expands, celebrities like Jay-Z might soon have to deal with awkward questions about their personal lives and relationships. In the music business, the glamour of fame and fortune frequently conceals a more nuanced reality where forming relationships with dubious individuals can have far-reaching effects. As of right now, Jay-Z and his dark history are being discussed more and more in relation to Diddy. The reasons for Homeland Security leading the inquiry instead than the FBI. A commentator wonders if Homeland is conducting this inquiry instead of the FBI for that reason. Another commentator raises questions concerning power dynamics and accountability, expressing doubts about Diddy's capacity to avoid justice. It won't spare him from prison. He will avoid going to jail if he turns it over to Homeland. We want the individuals in positions of authority over him to be exposed. Such individuals have no place in our government or financial system. We would like to hear from you, our viewers, as we continue to explore the intricacies of Diddy's purported engagement with law enforcement and the far-reaching consequences of this story. Do you think Diddy's purported partnership with the FBI is a calculated move or a last-ditch effort to survive? And how do you interpret the parallels made between Diddy's circumstances and the well-publicized antics of Jeffrey Epstein? Please contribute to the discussion by writing a comment below. Your viewpoints enhance our Please contribute to the discussion by writing a comment below. Your insights enhance our continuing investigation of this gripping story. I appreciate you listening.